Matthew Rogers, good afternoon to you.
G'day, boys. How are we?
Going good, Ratty boy.
We're going good. We're going to talk about a conspiracy. I know you love your conspiracy theories. I went and saw...
Which one?
Oh, I went and saw Take Me to the Moon, Rat. Have you seen that?
Right, yeah. Well, you know we didn't go to the moon, right?
Well, mate, you need to see this
We
show.
have been since, though. Do you agree with that, Rat?
When?
No, we've been to the moon since.
But we haven't been walking around on it.
Okay, I think we have.
Can I just say, the moon's
What's
a shithole. Why are we trying so hard to go there?
Because we wanted to beat the Russians.
It is a shithole.
Yeah, we want to beat the Russians, not the LJs.
You wouldn't buy real estate there if it was for free. Like, I don't know why we're trying so hard to go to such a shit place.
Mars. Yeah.
That's our big
Mars,
go.
yeah,
That's our big
another
go.
one.
And the other conspiracy, which I don't agree with, Rat, you'd be all over this, the presidential election.
Yeah. What are you thinking? Talk to me.
Well, just that, did he really get hit? I'm not saying that. The people are saying out there when he...
Oh, of course he got hit.
Yeah, wasn't a blood tablet squashed on his ear? Yeah, like they used to do in the blood bin days.
Oh, I don't think so.
Well, you think he's been hit like a what's the pretend
BB
game?
gun?
No, what's the pretend game you play?
A skirmish.
Skirmish.
Could have been.
Skirmish.
Yeah.
I don't think the old bloke sitting behind him.
Yeah, that's what
the skirmish.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. So
What I was saying though, Rat, like this bloke who's dodged court immaculately, and what are the chances of hitting someone solely in the ear?
Well, I don't think he was aiming for that.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying, what are the chances of just being hit in the ear? That is very lucky.
No. Well, it is very lucky, and I've seen a picture today of you can see like the bullet going past his head, like the freeze frame. Have you seen that shot?
Yeah,
You
I don't
can
believe that
see it.
either.
Well, you probably don't, but you probably believe all the mainstream news, Fletch. Do you?
I do, Rat. Well, they're the ones. They're the ones who were telling it, so I believe.
Yeah,
I'm into that.
I think there's a little bit more to it. It's just probably the same people that killed Epstein.
We're diving deep now.
Deep state, baby. That's it.
Now, how are you feeling about Wednesday, Rat? We had Harry Grant on. I sensed a little bit of doubt in his voice.
Sensing a little bit of cockiness out of this New South Wales.
Why? What's happened now?
You're not saying that unless you're very, very comfortable.
No, look, the only thing I've said, Rat, please, that is not in us. The only thing I've said about this is to the head of our punters club, the Sparman, I said, put the whole lot on New South Wales to win. That's the only thing I've said.
Yeah, well, mate, well, here's the thing. I mean, we've seen Billy in this position before, and he seemed to dig himself out of a hole in 2022. Yeah, look, it's a different ballgame when you come up to Queensland, but if they're going to have to play better than they did in Game 2. There's no question about that. The forward pack absolutely dominated them. I'm surprised that Sewer's not in the squad. I'm surprised Fafita's not in the squad. A bit of muscle, a bit of size, but look. You can't really question Billy at the moment because he's had his moments where he's been down, like in 2022, and he bounced back and got the victory in Game 3. So it's probably his toughest moment, though, I think, as a coach. There's a lot of pressure on him. There's a lot of outside noise, probably more than what he's ever had in relation to his selections, and he's had to defend a little bit of that, which we haven't seen before. So yeah, look, it's going to be interesting to see what comes of. What comes of Wednesday night? Jake's a nice guy, isn't he? Jake, Rat's an A grade. Listen to you blokes tomorrow.
Okay, yes. We haven't read the text out for a little while.
That's Jake Trbojevic, by the way.
Are you...
He listens to the program.
What about the Sharkies? Have they turned a corner, do you think?
Oh, well, I mean, they certainly played better. I don't want to bag the Tigers, but it was the Tigers. It wasn't, they weren't playing Melbourne or the Roosters. So it's a start though, isn't it? I mean, they've been pretty average the month leading up to that, and it can sometimes take a game like that to really turn things around. But I'm really impressed with the halves combination.
Yeah.
They've been good every time they've played together. And I thought Trindle was probably the more dominant of the two halves in the early part of the year when it was him and Nico playing. So. I've been impressed with them when they've played together. They've had some great wins. I think they beat Melbourne together in Melbourne, and they got together again for another good win on the weekend.
The Ronaldo Mulitalo hat-trick, his first ever actually, which is quite surprising to a lot of us, which means that he now has a Rogers sandwich. So he is sandwiched in the history of time in between the great Steve Rogers and the great Matt Rogers. So in between the Rogers boys is now Ronaldo Mulitalo for the all-time try scorer list.
Oh, I think he's elite. I mean, as a player, I think he had a lot of mug in him. I think he's tempered that down a little bit. I think the coach might have had a bit of a chat with him.
He give it to poor Lockie Galvin.
Well, he's still got a little bit there. Don't get me wrong, and you sort of need to have a bit of that. Like most, I mean. Well, you throwing a hand grenade wasn't having a bit of mug in you?
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm Queensland for 30 seconds. That's good. That's good, Rad.
Sugar, listen, you got to stick up for me.
I was conceived
it's
in
not
Queensland.
It's not a little bit. It's a lot of mug.
Bernadette.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So you're a Queensland now.
No, Bernadette Kane and Dave Kane, they got a bit randy in Queensland, right? So I was conceived there.
Oh, conceived.
I was conceived there. So, by the way, you've opened up a can of worms, a can of whoop ass here, Rat. So, as you mentioned, Jake, he said, please, this is what Origin does. Please don't go to Rat for opinions. He's an imbecile. Rat's an A-grade. Listen to you blokes tomorrow. And then it comes back from 158. Don't listen to Sugar Rat. New South Wales are rankers, Rat. Wankers. Rat. You can't question Billy because he's only got one answer. Queensland. He's a moron. Make up your mind, Rat. You can't see a photo of the bull on mainstream media and then accuse Fletch of only following the mainstream media. Hope the foul hat, the tin foil had him.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a great question. Who's that from? There's no.
I saw it on YouTube. That's where I saw it. I was watching some stuff before.
You read YouTube.
But it popped up. But I just know that's the only place you watch the media, Fletch. So.
Jim says, flat earth my ass, Rat. The last thing is seriously what a plonker.
You're not a flat earther, are you?
No.
So there's only a couple of things. Michelle Obama, that's the one you told me. Yeah.
Do you believe that, Rat?
When the butler walked in, boom. Yeah, that's a good one. What's your other one? Aliens.
He thinks we're an experiment.
All of us?
I think we could be. Yeah, I think we might have got dropped on here.
What else about cats?
Time.
Yeah, your rank cat story.
I think a cat will have sex with any other type of cat.
What? Hey, Rat, let's not talk about bestiality here.
Where'd the liger come from? That's where the lion and the tiger got together.
The liger?
The lion and the tiger got together, and you're saying cats were formed out of that.
Well, they created the liger, so cats do actually fornicate with other forms of cats, you know.
Your theory is so rank, Brian. So Brian thinks that the only mammals that fornicate for joy,
for pleasure,
is the dolphin and the human.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yep.
It's
How
not
do you
right.
know
It's been
that?
proven.
So why are they otherwise doing it?
Just because they're thinking they have to.
Nah.
Have you? Yeah.
It's a crock of
Right.
crap.
Okay. I'm not sure I'm running with that one.
Okay.
But,
have you seen elephant's pork?
I haven't.
Holy hell! Get around that on your YouTube. You'll just be watching that. Rat, and good news, Wallabies, we've won. We beat Wales.
Right. Yeah, they're 2 from 2. They're winning.
Joe Schmidt.
Yeah, I liked his interview after the game. He's happy with the result, obviously, but they've got a bit to work on. They're not beating the All Blacks playing the way they're playing at the moment, but they're moving in the right direction. You got to win games to sort of build that confidence. They're a young team. There's a lot of sort of debutants in there, and you get that feeling of winning. It helps. They're playing Georgia this week. It'd be good to see them really go on with a win.
We should trounce them, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we should. But we probably should have put more on Wales as well. But again, new combinations, players coming back into the squad that haven't been there for a long time, new players in the squad. So, I just like his whole sort of demeanour, Joe Schmidt. There's no airs and graces about him. He's sort of a bit more of the under-promise and over-deliver than the over-promise and under-deliver like we've had in the past.
That's great.
Eduardo Jones, you know what he's happened to him in the last few days?
Is he? He's in Japan?
Yeah. So who are we playing this week, Brian?
Georgia.
And what did you say? We should what?
Trounce them.
Yeah. Who did Georgia play last weekend?
Japan.
And who won the game?
Japan.
Georgia
did they?
Georgia beat Eddie's
I didn't know
Japanese side, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's under siege, Eduardo.
He
So if we
is.
come
He's
out and beat
under
Georgia,
Yeah, we can just.
he's under the Donald Trump.
So you know how we wore an
big time.
Akubra to the press conference before the World Cup.
World Cup, yep.
Is he knocking around in one of those sumo Reggies that they wear?
Kimono?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the kimono.
What's he knocking around?
Solid kimono.
He's half Japanese, isn't he, Rat? Is his mum Japanese?
He's got some Japanese in him. Yeah. No, he's got Asian in him. He's but
pretty sure
look,
Japanese.
He's under the he's definitely under the pump. I don't know. I mean, he's been around for a long time, Eddie, and he sort of runs a pretty tight ship in terms of it's a dictatorship, it's called, and it can work at times. At the right times, it works. Like when you get some coaches that they can go to a club and they'll be great for 2 or 3 years, and then you got to move them on.
Yeah, too harsh.
And we've seen some coaches like that over time.
Abrasive coaches, Rat.
School teaching.
Yeah.
School teachers.
Yeah.
Hey, Rat, why are you on your pat today? What's going on?
Sats is on another junket.
Yeah.
You know what he's like.
Yeah.
He's going around cashing checks, I think. He's down in Melbourne. I don't know what he's doing. Might be shooting another Kia ad.
Oh.
I love his Kia. I got a Kia. I know I don't.
They're part of the Hyundai family.
Are they?
Yeah. So if you're going to say another brand that's not Hyundai, that's probably the one to say.
Yeah, no, I like Hyundais. Hey, and also Ratman.
Yeah.
What's the reality shows looking like? Have you got any? Has anyone reached out?
I've checked out. Well, actually, I haven't checked out. I've got to pay a lot now.
You're very good at it, though.
Yeah, but I'm just over it.
Hey, Brian.
You always get burnt by people.
Oh, okay. Good segue. Good segue. I want to talk to you, Brian, about you always get burnt by people. So our colleagues here, who we give a voice to every Monday, they've gone to Hutchie behind our back door, right?
Back door?
Yeah. And they're going to do their own run home on Wednesday in Queensland.
Okay.
To challenge us.
Oh, well, we are actually. I mean,
thanks, Scoop.
Yeah,
explain yourself.
I only just found out. I just got asked if I'd do it. But can I say...
Hang on, what's happening?
I want to congratulate you guys on your ratings.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah, now take the knife out of our back. Go on.
Yeah, no, I'm just see if they might get a little spike when we jump in there.
Yeah, well, likewise, you guys are flying too.
Hang on, but what happened what happens to the Deliverance run on Wednesday?
Well, we've got Origin, so we do a pre-game and then we're into Origin and all that sort of stuff. But, hey, I wanted to... Fletch, did I speak to you last week?
Oh, geez, you can change topic in it.
No, because I heard you were talking about podcasts before.
Yes.
There's podcasts that I've just started listening to, 1 minute remaining. Have you listened to that?
I have not. No. Sounds good, though.
It is unbelievable.
Sell it, Rat.
It is. It was a journo on the coast.
Yep.
Started this podcast where he goes to speak to criminals that are incarcerated in the US, because you can't do it in Australia, apparently, and they tell their story. And some of these cases, like these people have just been absolutely railroaded, and you get their full side of the story, then he gets a lawyer in to explain it all, and they go through the court transcript. It is that engaging. It is unbelievable.
Okay. I do take your recommendation seriously.
Very good.
Are they innocent men and women?
Some are, and some have been
good.
And even throughout one of the podcasts, someone gets exonerated. And this guy got done for murder at 15 years old, spent 28 years in jail. And they let him, and they just completely railroaded this poor kid. And he ended up getting out. But they didn't find him innocent. They said he's not guilty, so then he can't sue the state and get money out of him.
Gotcha. Now, Lundy's come up...
Smart. They're smart the way they do it.
Lundy's come up with a text that I think pretty much everyone listening at the moment really feels the same. Rat, the story of a tiger porking a lion is far better than your rank cat story. Come prepared next time, Lundy.
Well, that's you have seen a liger, right? Haven't you?
Yeah,
never
heard of it.
Are they in South Africa?
No, they're legit. But a liger can't recreate with another liger.
What about
the only way they can be created is if a lion and a tiger get together, but a liger and a liger can't get together.
How did a zebra form? A horse has porked what?
Medium strip.
I don't know. Yeah. I've got no idea.
Well, it's a horse.
The Hamburglar.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you can't just come out with these stupid liger things.
Hey, Liger Rogers, we've got to go.
Yeah, good stuff, boys.
Best